audio fellow called Simon Claudius, who has graduated from York University, and he's the one managing that process. So he's working directly with Barry and Heather, who are he's implementing the music, he's implementing the sound effects, and he's going to work as the audio director and making sure that the sound mix all works.
Great.
So he's the game end of implementing it.
Yeah.
But Barry is composing it.
Yeah.
The Saint of Templar would like to ask, how did Revolution as a company stay afloat financially between games? Or in this case, what he means is the 3-4 year gap between Broken Sword 3 and 4.
With extreme difficulty.
With extreme difficulty. I was doing a lot of consultancy, and we actually lost money on Broken Sword 3 and Broken Sword 4 because of the way that the publishing system worked. And that's passed, and so there's no great complaints about that, but the way that we subsidised it was for me to do other games. So I worked on Da Vinci Code, which was really fun. I mean, the game wasn't great in the end, but I'll take my responsibility for Broken Sword. I won't take any responsibility for Da Vinci Code because it wasn't elements that I had control of. Mm-hmm. And then I worked with the BBC on Doctor Who. So I did really, really fun things. But that was very much to subsidise. And then we published Broken Sword, first of all, Beneath the Steel Sky on iPhone, and that did well. And that then allowed us to create the revenues that we needed to do Broken Sword, and that did well. And that allowed us to start Broken Sword 5, and then of course the Kickstarter campaign. So everything's been building up, but we built up from a position of effectively being insolvent. I mean, we probably should have closed the company down. We were in a very bad state. So
I'm glad you did keep going.
No, indeed, and we're delighted that we kept going. But I mean, that's one of the things that hopefully came across when we launched this appeal, because I know that there's quite a lot of criticism of other developers who are very wealthy and say, well, we'll only do it if you pay. I mean, we really did need this support, which was magnificent, but we did need it in order to continue the game. Yeah. Or else perhaps we could have gone to a publisher and gone round back, but that would have been soul destroying.
So guys, do you think that we're ready to show our backers the game?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what we're showing. What are we showing?
Oh, hang on. We are showing that in a second.
Great.
I'm not showing it just yet. First, I want to know whether you guys actually want to see the game. Yeah, that's right. If I don't hear anything from the chat, then we're not going to show it. That's how mean I am.
Okay, but do bear in mind that this is still pre-beta.
Yeah.
So it's just bear in mind that you can see the way that that it's brought to life, but we haven't shown anything yet. So no, that's great. And also don't post it, please, on YouTube if you don't mind.
Yeah, yeah, exactly as you said. And there won't be any sort of spoilers in there or anything. I can see Marcus definitely wants to see it, so we're going to have to show them, I think.
Great.
Okay. Right. Oh, that's the wrong window. Are you ready, guys? And it's not showing up.
Oh dear.
Why is it not working? Oh no.
Dear, oh dear. Having set it all up as well.
Yeah, it worked a second ago. Let's try that. Oh, that was a bit anticlimactic, wasn't it? It is actually not showing anything. I tested it. I don't know what's going on. Let's try that. Okay, we have a black screen instead of the game. Very strange. Okay, well, while I try and figure out...
twice, is it? There's a Nico screen under there as well, or is that just a...
No, that's RevEdit. Okay, guys, I'm going to try and figure out what's going on, and in the meantime, we will continue on to serve more questions. Let's see, we've got... How many old or new characters will appear in Broken Sword 5?
Okay, it would be a real spoiler to list them, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But there's about 5 or 6 characters from before, and there's about 30 new characters. So what we really wanted to do was have a balance between the familiarity, which is fun to see characters come back, but really not dwell too much. I mean, I've said this a million times, but it's kind of like a sort of Tintin story where the vast majority will be new, but you'll have a few of your favourite characters that make a return.
It's fun to always cross some of them over, isn't it?
Yeah.
But mostly it should be new. It's like an X-Files or something, isn't it? There's always a few familiar and most of it's new. It's the best approach, I think. I don't think we would have wanted any more in, would we?
No. So, and they're fun characters, and they are, and they're well realised, and they look good. So hopefully, I mean, people have seen. Have we talked about? I mean, obviously, people have seen Piermont, Lady Piermont, from the packaging.
People could probably work it out, to be honest, from the Kickstarter as to what there will be.
Yeah,
I think.
Oh, success?
Not quite. Okay, the other question that I got through is switching between screens. How's the director's commentary coming along?
Oh, the director's commentary hasn't started. And the director's commentary hasn't started because you can't really comment on a game until it's finished.
I think we should do this actually well after the game is finished, because you want to gather your thoughts, don't you? And reflect back. You know, on a movie, when there's a director's commentary, it's never done as the movie is finished. It's done when they put it onto DVD, like a year later or something like that. And the director's like had a break and thought about it and judged reactions and all this sort of stuff. And I think you want to do it probably next summer or something like that.
Well, probably before then. Success?
Success!
Probably before then, but yeah, no, very much after, because you're looking back, aren't you? You want to be looking back.
Yeah, you don't want to be, we're just finishing and we're doing the director's commentary, because you're going to rush it.
Yep. And also, you know, I mean, as you know, it's 14, 15 hour days. There just isn't the time. The focus, you know, to take a day to do that would be to take a day where you couldn't go through and polish the.
I think it's quite an important thing to do, actually.
Yeah.
And I even think we should do it for the older games. That'd be a nice thing to thread over the top of the old games, wouldn't it?
So what do you think? I mean, I don't know. We're not going to obviously play the whole game, all 8, 9, 10 hours of the first part, you know, that we're doing now.
I think you
6, 7, 8 hours. You know, that's 15 hours, 16 hours.
I think what you'll do is you play the game, and on each location you'll kind of go, is there something we want to talk about on this screen? If there is, and it'll get hooked in like a normal bit of text, but it'll be like the director is another character in the game, and there'll be a chance to put it in. So we'll write a proper system.
Be about now.
You know, you play. There could end up being quite a lot. I mean, there could be hours and hours of talking, but it'll need really carefully curating and mixing in and all the rest of it. So it's actually quite a big job, I think, much bigger than with a movie even.
So are you guys ready to
Yeah.
talk a bit about the game? So this is just George walking around. But what I thought would be
Is this
fun,
going live? Is this live?
It is live. Yeah. What I thought would be fun is if I lost my mouse. If the backers, the people that are watching live, pick 3 objects in the background for George to examine. Now there are 2 objects that are on my banned list, and I will not under any circumstances examine them. Okay? Well.
You should do.
Well, there's definitely one that I won't examine for certain, because a lady should not have to examine that.
Okay, let me control it. Hang on, Nina. But we don't have any ladies, do we? Ha-ha! That's a 70s joke. She's no lady, she's my wife.
But there's another really good reason not to examine those.
Why?
Because we don't want any spoilers, do we?
But it's fun. Oh, no, but okay.
Okay, yeah? Okay, so guys, if you pick what you want... Oh, Charles, don't!
Oh, it's too late now.
Okay, so...
What lies beneath the hinge?
Okay, so what lies between this fig leaf of Henri's? You see, we don't do any more than that. We just say that there is a fig leaf.
Okay.
And not a very big fig leaf, I have to say, all things considered.
Okay, so what are we getting through in terms of what you guys want to examine?
Okay, shall I just talk you guys through it quickly? And we'll show you a couple of screens, won't we?
Oh no, just this one, I thought.
Oh right, I thought we were going to show
them.
them.
The mouse is in the wrong place. Okay, we've got someone who would like to see the lava lamp.
It was hard to tell if the lava lamp was retro or just plain old.
Oh, sorry. I think. Did you guys get that through, George speaking? Because I'm not sure if the audio's coming through. I don't think anybody did.
It would surely be a miracle if it was.
Let's see if we can do that again.
The lamp was fairly bright.
Very quiet. Okay, can make it a bit louder.
The lamp was fairly bright.
Is that better? Perfect. Brilliant. Okay. Over to you, Charles.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, if you remember, and through here is the gallery that we showed previously. So we decided that we wouldn't show that again because you've all seen that, and that's got Lane in there, and it's got Henri's corpse, and it's got Nico, and it's got George, and it's got. We haven't shown the detective, have we? No. So, and it's got another character as well. So it's absolutely stuffed with people. So this is just a much simpler, cleaner way. So as you can see, what we've done is we've added this this rim light to George. What we're also in the process of doing is going through and adding shadows. So at the moment, there is a slight shadow.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So as you can see, there's a little shadow here.
It's a Nina shadow.
Yeah, it is a Nina shadow indeed. Defining what the colour of the room is so that these characters can be dynamically lit in real time. And then, I mean, all this is not totally fixed. You can see the way that, he now moves. He's got lots of turn animations. Again, Andy was very much the master of that, together with Craig, making sure that you get smooth. So from whichever direction you go to, then you're going to get smooth turns and everything. And it's all these are all sprites rendered from 3D, but they're all sprites that we're able to, if necessary, touch up. So I'm very pleased with it. Actually, I have to say. I'll tell you what we should do is we should probably can we not show the outside, because we showed that as a static screen. Should we go to scene 2?
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
The calendar was plain and businesslike.
Okay, the reason, by the way, there are some lines that have been recorded and some that haven't is that we did a first recording session just to break the back of it, and then lines that were changed or added, obviously, are going to be recorded next week, actually.
Yeah.
So that's where we stand.
It was a hookah pipe. Those things gave me a headache. Henri sure liked his clutter.
So there you go. That's very. Have a quick look at scene 2 as well,
yeah.
Which has got Nico. Now the only thing about Nico is actually the problem with start scene 1, gallery exterior.
Okay.
Because the thing about Nico is that we're still changing her mega animations, and
Scene 1.
I don't know whether they've gone. I know they've been drawn, but I don't think they've been checked yet.
Interesting.
Okay, so you guys have seen an awful lot of this before.
Hang on, is it visible? Oh yeah, it is visible for you guys.
Okay, so you guys have seen an awful lot of this screen before, but it wasn't coloured last time. And we've recently coloured it. That was done by Tori, beautifully done. So she drew it and coloured it. Oh, no, sorry, she touched it up. Another artist did the majority of it, and then she just came in and made some tweaks. But again, you can see that there's a simple shadow on it. He's lit a lot better than he would be in the inside. Can we come and talk to the waiter?
Yeah, of course. Oh, sorry.
We're going back to Broken Sword 1, where if there's you're at the edge of a screen, you're beckoned on. I'm not sure I would input into Broken Sword 2. I think it's a really nice idea. Okay, so if you come out here and again he'll have a little animation turning.
Excuse me. Monsieur? There's just been a robbery at the gallery.
Oh,
You don't sound surprised.
all property is theft, monsieur. And all art is property. Therefore, all art is theft. Do you not agree?
Well, you put it like that, it's hard to tell.
So there you go. I think, and then you come up with the options that you can speak about, etc. I think any more probably would be a bit of a spoiler.
Yeah.
But you guys hopefully get the idea that it's very much looking. We're looking forward in many ways. We're looking back to bring what what we did before that we felt worked, and from what you guys were saying worked. And our objective is to get the very best of, to make it feel utterly contemporary, but to bring forward the familiarity of a point-and-click adventure. Very high resolution. Personally, I'm very proud of the backgrounds. I think they look fantastic. I'm very pleased with the game. I mean, I've been playing it solidly now for 2 weeks, tweaking away. I'm very pleased with it. More important, I hope you guys are.
Tony, do you know whether the classic interface is in yet?
It is, you can switch it in.
Do you think we can show that?
Yeah, you drop out of the conversation.
Thank you for your...
And then...
press the inventory, go to the spanner.
That one?
Yep. Settings.
This is very much work in progress. Oh, you should...
Oh, it's not shown. It's not shown.
Oh, isn't it? Right,
Okay.
right.
Yeah, not proper menu. That one?
That one. And then back to the game, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so now I will show the actual game. So this is the classic interface. I'm not quite sure what...
Just move the cursor to the bottom. Oh, on the left-hand side, that's it.
Yeah. What about the hotspots? They seem to be there. Weren't they going to be removed?
They would work the same.
That would be the same as Broken Sword 1 and 2.
Oh, right, okay.
But your inventory is different, and your menus at the top are different, and your speech menus are different. So if you were to talk to the waiter again, you'd have a different speech menu.
Oh, go on, go back and talk to him again.
Okay.
Hi, it's me again.
You assume, monsieur, that it was you last time.
So there you go.
Cool.
Okay. That's it from the game.
So hopefully that's a good, without giving you spoilers, that shows you where we stand. And we're now madly putting in an awful lot. I mean, every time I press update, huge numbers of graphics come in, so that's great.
I noticed a few people, you mentioned mega animations coming through. A few people asked what that meant, because of course they don't know our terminology. So.
Weird terminology. A mega character is a character that can walk, basically, and scales up and down, as opposed to something that's just drawn at its exact size. So like the waiter there is, he's not a mega because he's just drawn. Whereas George is, he can walk in and out of the screen with scaling, so he gets bigger and smaller. So that means he's a mega.
Also, part of the mega set is the idols, the reaching, all the things that George does generically.
Yeah, so he has some specifics on each location, and the rest of it, he has like a generic set.
Yeah. And the reason for that is because the amount of memory. It's a huge amount of memory. So what we do is we keep the mega characters in memory at all time, or the mega character relevant to that scene. So we limit the memory because we can then spool in animations as they happen.
Great. Okay, well, that brings us nearly to a close. We've got time for another couple of questions from you guys, either about what you've just seen or something that you've got for Charles and Tony. And then we have an announcement to make that's also quite exciting about a competition that we're going to open up soon, but more on that later. Let's have a look at what questions you guys have. And in the meantime, I'll let you guys know what everybody's saying. We've got Rockian saying that it's a dream come true.
Oh, bless you.
Saint of Templar says the voice is bringing back memories. Stu thinks it looks great. Leonard says it looks superb. Adam, waiters dancing. Marcus says so cool. So we've got lots of very positive responses.
Well, thank you. I promise you, I'm very proud of it. I'm really pleased. It has worked out. It's very close to being at this stage of the quality that I'd really hoped it would be.
Okay, we've got an interesting question about Broken Sword 3, and then I'll get onto the beta date in a second. One of the inventory items in Broken Sword 3 is lipstick. This lipstick has no use in the game other than to present it to a skateboarder to unlock a bonus area. This area is a view of the Eiffel Tower and a wandering dog. Was this area designed to be used for any cut content?
I'm sure the answer is yes. Do you know? I don't remember. Do you?
I don't think it was. I think it was just modelled, and we decided there wasn't a use for it. Just the modelling had gone too far. So
Yeah, it would have been a section that was cut that we put back in again. But I don't remember it.
I don't remember what if it was.
Sorry. There you go. See, we're both useless.
It's really hard to remember these
We can't
things,
remember.
though. Plus, I think when so many people pour all their energy and time into it, I mean, I know you're really good at keeping an overview of the game, but it must be tough to have.
Well, we do. We ask people. We ask people what. So when I can't remember one of the characters, we actually asked people because we felt we wanted to check our facts. We wanted a continuity in the universe, and we wanted to make sure that we weren't going to contradict anything.
Our heads are full of details. We
Yeah.
can't remember anything outside of the immediate piece of work that we're on.
And we made some mistakes, like in Broken Sword 4. George says of Dwayne, the last time I saw Dwayne was in South America. Sorry, the first time I met Dwayne was in South America. What did he say the first time? Anyway, he gets it wrong. And of course, that was just something that we overlooked.
I really like this comment from Marcus. Actually, says that it really looks like. Sorry, it looks really like to be the best Broken Sword ever. So that's wow. I mean, that's really encouraging.
In many ways, it should be. It's obviously, the proof of the pudding comes in playing it, and I wouldn't like to say because, but I am very proud of it.
So what about the beta date then? When are the backers going to be able to play the beta? Is there anything on that yet?
I didn't know you were going to ask that. I don't know. It's not going to be far off. We've promised that we've promised that we're going to publish fairly soon. So we're absolutely determined to that. So it'll obviously be well before that. So
it'll be very close to release.
It will be close to release,
just because of the way it's going.
Yeah,
everything is compressed so into time.
So beta's probably going to be the first few scenes to what we call vertical slice, which is effectively at completion quality, so that people can judge it as a complete game.
Yeah. So it'll have all of the voice recordings in and stuff.
Yeah.
Could you remind me what does a beta mean again? Like, what's the requirement to match to be at that stage? Because I know we're pre-beta now.
Well, everybody has a different definition. I think the simplest one of beta is that you could publish it if you were so inclined. I mean, it might not get the best reviews in the world, and it might not be polished, but you could publish it. So certainly you can play through the game without any major bugs. All the locations will be coloured, all the animations, some of the animations might need to be improved, but they're all pretty much in. All the music's in, still to be polished.
I mean, it's a release candidate, really.
Yeah.
And when you stop finding things to fix, then that's the beta becomes the game.
Yeah. Great. Okay. So let's have another look. How much time has passed between Broken Sword 1 and Broken Sword 5?
They're all running kind of in parallel. We do reference things that have happened before, so they are in theory sequential. I think we said that a year or two had passed between Broken Sword and 1-2, but very consciously George and Nico don't get any older. So time does pass, but it's not a specific time. They've got mobile phones now, whereas in Broken Sword 1, of course, 1996, people didn't have mobile phones. So we try and keep contemporary, and we try and make it feel like it's the modern day, but the modern day is as much 2000 as 2009, as 2013 as 2020, I guess.
I mean, I obviously hope that we're still going in like 30 years, but imagine in like 30, 50 years, the George and Nico then are still the same as in the 90s. What a difference it must be then.
And they'll be in a spaceport on Mars.
They will.
Eating space cake.
Having said that, when we worked on the first Broken Sword one, we worked with a really lovely company called Red Rover based in London. They subsequently moved to Canada. And there was a guy called Mike. I don't remember his surname, but he was a really talented artist. And when we worked into Broken Sword 2, I went back to Mike and I said, "Come on, give us some new outfits." and that needs to be a bonus because they were somewhat strange. There was one of George had a big pot belly and a Union Jack shorts and a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. Another one had handlebar moustache and village people wearing village people, leathers. It was all very, very strange. So perhaps there should be a bonus somewhere in the game.
You still got those?
Yeah, I've got them somewhere. Yeah.
I'd love to see that. Oh my god. Actually, maybe I don't want to see that.
I think it is very strange.
All right, well, that brings us to the topic of the competition. So I have a question for you guys. How would you like to hear your voice in the game? Does that sound like a good idea? I know there's a slight delay on the broadcast, so I don't actually get to see people's responses straight away, but if you think it's a great idea, then Tony will tell you a bit more on that.
Yes, so the idea is our friend from YouTube, Rachie Bob, is going to interview George in a radio interview. Not Rolf, but actually George from the game. So it's like a unique opportunity. She's got a bunch of questions she's going to ask in a kind of and this will be an Easter egg. But we thought we'd have like some radio callers, some sort of telephone callers to the radio. So, and that can be you guys. If you can think of some good questions, then you can, we'll select the ones we like, and I guess you will ring us up and we'll record it, and then that recording will go in the game, and then Rolf will answer the questions as George, and then we'll hide it in the game somewhere. That's the basic idea.
So are you thinking more along the lines of like asking George about the things he likes, or asking about George, or someone calling in and saying, I'm having, there's a girl I really like, but I don't know how to approach her. Do you have any relationship advice?
Hey, that might be a good one.
It might be, but I think it's probably mainly more about asking George about his interpersonal details.
Right, okay, so like
intimate details.
An interview with George.
Actual George.
Yeah.
George from the game world.
And we just thought you guys should know about this first. We're going to be launching the competition fairly soon, but by all means go ahead, record your voice, and send your entries in on info@revolution.co.uk. Yep.
That's fun. Good response?
Yeah, really great. Everybody's all for it, so I can't wait to hear everybody's entries.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun.
Should be really fun. Yeah. Should be good.
Okay, guys, that brings us...
I'll tell you what we should do next time.
What?
We should show Cat.
Cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, the backer.
Yeah, in the game.
Oh, I didn't know we could do that.
Oh, can't we?
I don't know, can we?
We will.
Yeah, we could, and we could show...
what about Adam?
And Adam, yeah.
Ooh. Adam, would you like to see yourself in the game? Or do you prefer to keep it like spoiler free? I know he's watching right now.
Oh, is he? Ah.
Spectrum Man.
That Spectrum was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that, Adam. That was really cool. That was basically a loading screen for Broken Sword, as if it was a Spectrum. And it was very cool.
Very, very good.
Oh yeah, okay, no, that's fine.
See, we of course remember it first time round. And the Spectrum was really fun because you'd load it, and before the loading screen came up, it was just loading data, and you'd go, and you'd very quickly know exactly which game it was, wasn't you? Because you'd recognise the patterns.
You'd know you could tell what the data was and what part of the whether it was program, whether it was data, whether it was sprite data. Crazy stuff, really. Because
that was to you youngsters, as most of you, this will seem really strange, but the data was actually kept as audio on a tape. In fact, we talked about this already, haven't we? Because we talked about the square waves.
We did.
So anyway, it was kept as audio, and you played it through a tape recorder directly into the computer. Obviously, everything is totally digital now. This was a digital version of audio, or an audio version of digital, or whichever.
A tape recorder fresh from the fridge.
Did you put it in the fridge?
They often work better from the fridge. A nice cold one.
God, it was rubbish, wasn't it? And they used to crash all the time.
Do you remember the duplication process though? Did we talk about this? I don't want to bore everyone again. But you'd make a master, what was called a master, and that would be on a cassette. And these things would take 20 minutes to record. So you got like a 20-minute game on a cassette, and that's a master. But when that goes off to the duplicators, you need another program